Alright, weirdo. Viper in the Vidral Shadow. Good to see you, KSFire. After a lot of asking around, I dug up some new leads on Iksok Zamanj. Or at least I think I did. Wasn't easy, though. First, the only stories of interest were about Gridanian poachers dealing with in so-called exotic meats. Juveniles, in other words, too young and too dead to be what we're after. The detour notwithstanding, there were a few other tidbits that might be useful. I got my own thoughts on the matter. I want to hear yours too. That all right? Yeah, give me your ideas. Much obliged. So I hear an adventurer came across a whole bunch of strikingly beautiful red feathers just outside of town. Ended up giving them to some kid who's been playing with them ever since. More to the point, there was talk of a huge beast with glowing blue eyes flying off towards a place called the Black Shroud. Red feathers, blue eyes, put that together, and it sounds an awful lot like Iksok Zamaj. Seems it's had enough of Thanalin and picked the Shroud as its new stamping ground. So, what's your take on it all? I like the Black Shroud. We better get your Virdral out of there. Haha, I knew you'd agree. After the amount of mystery meat I had to sample just to squeeze information out of those butchers at the market, I'm glad it all paid off. As for our next move, I reckon we ought to take an airship to Gridania. From what I hear, a fellow named by the name of Gavin over the Adder's Nest should be able to tell us more. I'll meet you there. Good, because I am just going to do this. Nope. You take your airship. I will teleport. Okay, where's Weirdo? Oh yeah, the Adder's Nest, which is over here. How might I help? I'm after a Tyrol Vidra. Oh, I mean, I'm searching for this dangerous creature that's come from another continent. Let me explain it to you. Have you seen it? I see. As it happens, I'm aware of a beast that matches the description of this Iksok Sama Snooge and whatever. Our scout spoke of its blue eyes and red wings, and its aggressive nature leading to attack any who dare approach. So it's really here in the Shroud, and up to no good already. Thankfully, there's been no deaths so far. It's only a matter of time before a merchant or adventurer becomes the first. I believe Iksok Zamuj came here in search of new territory. Thanalin wasn't to its liking, and now it's testing out the Shroud. Jeez, where else are we going to go? Limsa? It would appear so. I'll tell the other adders that you're pursuing the beast, and to lend what assistance they can. I'm assuming that's alright with you. Yes, sir. The more the merrier. Slaying the beast what matters. Slaying the beast what matters, and I ain't too proud to accept help where it's offered. So, where was it last seen? In the South Shroud. Once you get there, head for Quarry Mill and look for Lieutenant Goliath. He's leading the search. Yeah, I know, Quarry Mill. Got a deep dungeon there. Don't let me explain. Travel to Quarry Mill. Quarry Mill is the site of the Palace of the Dead. That's how I know Quarry Mill. So Goliath, where are you? Innocent Stork. Who are you? Not Ellison. I don't believe we've had the pleasure to gather you two in pursuit of the creature. Never seen you before, innocent stork. You must be Keshqua and Caspar. The Adder's Nest sent word to expect you both. I'm Goliath, the officer in charge of this operation. This is Innocent Stork, who provided us with vital information. A merchant and her employee spotted the beast on the way back from Ul'dah. She's also taken the liberty of assembling a team of experts to assist in tracking the target. At no small expense, I might add. Compared to the losses my business would suffer were the creature allowed to roam free, I deemed it a worthy investment. As our goals align, perhaps you wish to join my experts in the field. If so, you'll find them near Roots Lake. I'm sure you'll get along swimmingly. Really? We're going to Roots Lake, and we're going to get along swimmingly. Please. Terrible pun. Looks like we're late to the party. Let's go hear what they have to say. How about let's not and just find this thing on our own? Big frickin' red bird with blue eyes can't be hard to find. But apparently the idiot can't find it. Yo, what's up? Fresh meat for the hunt, eh? Order came down to let you tag along, but don't get underfoot. Listen, I might be short, but I'll kick your butt. We're looking for signs of the creature, so our naturalist can predict its movements. We'll then lay traps where it's expected to appear. Got themselves a proper plan, don't they? Seeing as they're being so accommodating, we might as well join in the search. Yeah, you guys do what you want. I'm the Warrior of Light. You better all respect. Sign of activity. The dung appears to be that of an enormous beast, judging by its dry appearance and muted odor. It was excreted some time ago. We'll stop playing in the poop. The dung exudes a foul odor, and the lingering warmth indicates it was recently deposited. Ugh, that's gross. Now we're playing in warm poop. Well, at least these are dead animals. And not poop. These creatures bear the marks of enormous claws on their hindquarters, suggesting they were struck down as they attempted to flee. No duh, those things run away all the time. Except for when I start hitting them. Then they always seem to want to fight. It's really odd. Yo, you find another dead deer? Found me a few signs of activity. How about you? Well, I found some poop and I found some other dead deer. Corpses of grazing animals gouged by monstrous claws. Same here. The size and depth of the wound is consistent with how Iksok Majun hunts. And just like back in Tural, it's killing, but not just to eat, but also to mark its territory, to show anyone and everyone who's boss. Yo, weirdos, you find anything? There you are. Managed to sniff out anything out? Yes, sir, aside from a couple of dung hills. We've got some dead wildlife, most likely the work of Iksok Majun. I reckon it's close, somewhere north of the swamp. We came to the same conclusion. This predator makes no attempt to cover its tracks. Clearly it has survived so long by virtue of its immense proportions and its diminished, in spite of its diminished intelligence. So you're saying it's stupid but you can't track it. You got it all wrong. It left those tracks on purpose, to see how we'd react. You're saying the beast is testing us? That's absurd. The level of foresight and cunning required to even attempt to do so is far beyond the lesser beings. As for the corpses it left behind, those animals must not have been to its taste. I suggest using fresh cuts of prime livestock as bait. The bloodier the better. Once the creature's been enticed, surrounding and subduing it is but a formality. You're gonna get your asses kicked, that's what's gonna happen. Hate to break it to you, but Iksok Majin's way too clever to fall for that. You're gonna need every trick in the book, and then some. Rest assured, I've considered every eventuality. Even if there was merit to your advice, will not let it be said that our success was a product of anyone's genius but mine and mine alone. What difference does it make who came up with what? Momentary difference. Innocent stork offers better rewards based on performance. You guys are idiots. Hey, and don't think about trying to steal our thunder. We're the ones who'll bring her Iksok, whatever its name is, not you. Listen, we're trained to fight large predators like this. If you got any sense, you'll let us take the lead. You stink. And put our lives in the hands of complete strangers? I think not. There's no place in our strategy for you, so stand aside and await further instructions. Fine, have it your way. If you're half the hunters you think you are, Iksok Majin's as good as dead, right? You might need a healer. Unless your naturalist is one. Come on, Chaos Fire. Let's leave him to it. Nothing good ever came from working with people you can't trust. Even I know that. Then it's decided you two will wait in the southern end of the lower plains. Be ready to give chase in case the beast escapes us. Not that it will. Weirdo's not willing to listen. Gonna get their butts kicked. We're gonna have another Ida on our hands. Awful quiet, don't you think? Too quiet. Ah! Well, sounds like... You hear that? Yeah, it sounds like they're getting the butts kicked. Let's wait a moment. That must be one of the hunting party. It's coming from the north. Let's move. Fine, we'll go help them. Jerks didn't want to listen to us anyway. Are you dead? Let's check him out. I think he's dead. Arrogant bastard. Oh, he's barely alive. Not dead yet. I poked him, he didn't respond, but now he's ugging. I know it hurts, but please, tell us what happened. You were right. We were wrong. It was watching us. That fresh lamb should draw the target out of hiding. Though, if I lace it with the toxin I brought, success is practically guaranteed. Toxin. We were explicitly told not to kill the beast, in case you'd forgot. Of course not. It can be used as a sedative. Highly potent, but only lethal if applied in excess. If you lack the stomach for it, I'll do it myself. Naturally, my personal contributions will be detailed in the final report to ensure credit is given where due. What in the hell is you playing at? If it catches wind, this plan, that plan, the plan's ruined. Should we go after them? No, it'll only make things worse. That bookworm wants to stick his neck out for a few gil more. I say let him. What? No. Ah! That's it? I've slayed bigger things. Gods have mercy. There it is. Stay calm. Nothing's changed, except the bait. Now's our chance. Ah! You were screaming. I ran, but I could still hear. You were right. It knew. It knew. Oh, yeah, he's dead now. Keshqua, Casfire. Why the 12? What happened here? Well, the hunting party were a bunch of idiots, and they tried to take it on without listening to anyone, and this is what happens. The hunters became the hunted. I shall see that their remains are recovered, and the necessary rites performed. Perhaps you should be so kind as to return to Quarry Mill and share these unfortunate tidings with innocent Stork. Not so innocent Stork now. I anticipated casualties, but it was a massacre. Iksok, Majun's grown bolder. Before it only hunted animals, lone travelers. Prey it knew could handle these. Its past brushes with death taught it to be cautious. It's probably why it fled Tyrol in the first place, too. But it's outwitted a group of armed hunters. Instead of running away from trouble, the beast went looking for it. This was sport. A game. It was having fun. And now it's had the taste. It's only going to want more. My poor judgment invited this tragedy. I must make amends. Please, allow me to assist you in pursuing the creature. Even without a team of experts at my disposal, I believe my network of contacts will prove useful in gathering vital information. Keep the freelancers out of it. We'll do the hunting. Understood. I place my faith in your abilities as Vipers. Appreciate it, ma'am. If you turn up any leads, be sure to let us know. I'd best return to the Adder's Nest and deliver my report. It's imperative we inform the populace of the threat posed by FFXIV. Might I ask that you use Quarry Mill as your temporary base of operations? Knowing where to find you will make it easier to coordinate our efforts. Okay. Suits me. Besides, I got plenty to do here. Like, learn about this neck of the woods and critters and whatnot. From what I have you, there's one thing I want to ask. How'd the twin adders get their name? I beg your pardon? What does this have to do with FFXIV? Nothing really. It's just that us Vipers base our fighting arts on snakes, so they're near and dear to our hearts. I'd even say we got a reverence for them. Is that so? I suppose we also feel a kinship towards snakes. The name Twin Adders comes from the pair of white snakes on the Gridanian standard. Though the imagery predates the city-state's founding. There's more I could tell you, though I fear other matters must take precedence. With a history as long as that, we'd be here talking till the pockets come home. I'd love to hear more about it, but I understand it'll have to wait. I best get to learning what I can about FFXIV. While I see to that, maybe you ought to squeeze in some more training. Hey, I don't need no more frickin' training. I kick your butt now. What is it, 46,000? No, 468. Let's see if we add up all the 481. It's only like 900 experience right there. I have a bad feeling when I woke this morning, and sure enough, FFXIV had struck again. Goliath and Innocent Stork are trying to narrow down where to appear next based on the reports. So far, they've come up empty. Heard Goliath is over at Fall Ground Float talking to the witnesses. Let's go see what he's learned. Yeah, that's up in the north, dude. How do I know that? Been there many times too. Gridania is where my character calls home. He's a member of the Adders. See, we are a Serpent Captain. Thank you for coming. I expect Keshkwa had shared some of the details, but it's even worse than we thought. FFXIV grows increasingly bold with deadly consequences. For a blessing, the people here remain calm, though we must act quickly to avoid widespread panic. The Adders have called upon anyone with information to share, and asked they gather here. It's requested that any detail be reported, no matter how small. We find ourselves somewhat inundated. I'm certain, however, that among the accounts are clues vital to our quarry, to locating our quarry. Blech. We can help with that. All we gotta do is ask folks around here what they seen, right? Ah, yes, that'd be most helpful. Perhaps you could start near the Aetheryte, while Chaosfire asks those over by the bobbing cork. Okay, I'll go inside to the bar. You guys got it. To the bar! Why not? Hey, what's up, dude? I was passing through the North Shroud when I saw a frightful creature with immense red wings. It was a little too far away to see clearly, but it seemed to be battling a group of smaller beasts, which it promptly slaughtered before flying away. Anyone over here? While passing through, I heard some being was on the rampage over in the East Shroud. I didn't think much of it, but when I saw the people coming from that direction, the looks on their faces, I decided to stay put. Good thing I did, or I might have died. I saw it flying over Central Shroud. With each flap of its massive wings came a powerful wind, bearing the scent of blood, so noxious and suffocating. It's all I could do not to vomit where I stood. Well, I have reports in North Shroud and Central Shroud and East Shroud. This dude's making the rounds. I'm gonna give him a southern accent. Everyone's got a story to share, but nothing that seems the point where Iksok Majin might strike next. You do any better? Yeah, everyone's got about the same information. It's all weird. North, East, and Central Shroud, huh? The folk I asked said it was in the south, I tell you. It might be trying to make the whole damn forest its territory. Hold on now. One guy I talked to was in the East Shroud. Your witness heard the beast was on a rampage, but mine said he never saw Iksok Majin. Even though they should have been there at the same time. That's worth looking into, don't you think? You might be onto something there. I'm not saying this is the answer, but you'll never know where the trail will take you till you follow it. We ought to go chat up that fellow again. I'll take you to him. I'll say, is he using the binding coils? Okay. As I said before, I was traveling the East Shroud on an errand when I heard what sounded like flapping of enormous wings. A moment later, I saw a wounded animal charging through the brush. It was then I recalled the rumors of monstrosities on the loose, realized I was in danger, and ran. So the critter was hurt, but was still able to make an escape? But the only way it could have gotten away from Iksok Majin is if the bastard chose to let it go. Meanwhile, our friend here was close enough to hear the wings slapping, yet lived to tell the tale. An adventure traveling alone wouldn't be easy pickings, it would have been easy picking, so why did Iksok Majin spare him? He was carrying something that nobody else had. All I had on me were some bottled potions and ethers. Ah, but there was one other thing. I carried a potpourri filled with Gyr Albanian wildgrass. Not like a Megan custom, in case you're unaware. It's gotta be it. Goliath will want to hear about this. Thanks for your time, dude. Sorry he's a little bit of a jerk. Could you wait here a moment? Kashqua has asked me to verify the theory of his shan't be long. It's exactly as you surmised. Most of those who have seen Iksok Majin live to tell the tale are Alamegan adventures. I knew it. He's got to be that fragrance. A lot of animals have powerful sense of smell. Iksok Majin's no exception. What makes it that much more sensitive to odors, and it doesn't care for. I reckon the beast should stay in the wild grass in those potpourris. It's a potent fragrance, lot like other kind of grass we got back in Tyrol. Come to think of it, Ixok Majun never went near anywhere that grass was growing. If one man's meat is another's poison, perhaps the same can be said for aromas. Exactly. Now that we know that Ixok Majun can't stomach, we can use that information to drive it where we want it. Then it would behoove me to share a discovery with Innocent Stork. Given the information and contacts at her disposal, I dare say she'll help us find the way to utilize the fragrance to its maximum potential. I dare say you're right. In the meantime, we'll head over to Gear Albania and pick us up some wild grass. Yes, by all means, we must do everything in our power to avert further tragedy. Many of the adventurers gathered here are so terrified of encountering Ixok Majun that they're considering abandoning their profession entirely. Several are yet fledglings. They had to contend with a foe far beyond their reckoning. They'd die before gaining enough experience to even be considered adventurers. The thought of their bright futures being snacked away from them like that is almost more than I can bear. You snack, not snatch. This is the very reason I joined the Twin Adders, to prevent such senseless deaths. Therefore, I humbly request your cooperation in slaying the dread Ixok Majun. No need. I have every intention of putting that bastard in the dirt. I'm here for the fight. To the matter at hand, then. A few moments ago, when the adventurers mentioned that the wild grass we seek grows abundantly at Pike's Falls. Once you've collected enough, let us rendezvous at Quarry Mill. I must warn you, though, that Gear Albania is home to some particularly vicious wildlife. Be on your guard. Been there before, smacked them around, ain't got a problem with them. Let's see. Pike Falls. I believe that's by Castrum Oreos. Yep. I was right. Dudes all want to get high on the pike grass. Beat up that guy, beat up that guy, beat up that guy, beat up that guy. Done a lot of beatings in this area. That ought to do it. As much as I'd love to stick around and study the wildlife, we better get back to Quarry Mill. You've done well to gather so much wild grass. As promised, I've called upon Innocent Stork to advise our next steps. I'll place an order with an alchemist acquainted with custom-making diffuser pouches, which you employ to spread an aroma over the wide area while prolonging its potency. We'll issue these pouches to Twin Adder's units tasked with driving the beast to an isolated location of our choosing, away from civilians and an ideal spot for the final showdown. That's good thinking. Indeed, once the pouches have been produced, the beast is as good as ours. If I may, there is a further request I wish to make. Rather than slaying FFXIV outright, would you instead be able to capture it alive? Exactly what is your plan, lady? The better to understand its behavior. Such knowledge will prove invaluable should predators of similar nature trouble us in the future. That's a risk we can't afford to take, ma'am. Those hunters tried baiting with carcass laced with sedatives, so FFXIV saw right through their plan. It's demonstrated a degree of cunning that rival any man's. Even if we don't capture it, it's only a matter of time before it escapes and kills again. There's only one way you can deal with a monstrosity like that. You slay it first. Chance you get. No half measures, no hesitations. Then we are left with no other choice. Kick its butt. Pray forgive me for making such an ill-considered suggestion. I shall abandon the thought of capturing the beast. Instead, turn my attention to the procurement of diffuser pouches. You'll hear from me soon. I think she's Ishgardian. Judging by her dress and the way that and the symbols on there. She ought to know by now what we're up against. Why even ask? Because crazy people do crazy things. She's got her own angle. I ain't the type to guess folks' motivations. We should just do us all a favor and put our cards on the table. The rich and powerful are rarely so obliging. You got that right. But since us salt of the earth are speaking our minds, there's a fear in you. But what I can't tell. Feel for your thoughts. Never know. I might be able to help. Well, after talking with those adventurers, I can't help but feel a little scared of FFXIV. That's all. Anyway, I should return to Gridania to make my report. Scared witless. Folks always saying one thing but meaning another. Just when I was starting to believe I'd gotten the hang of polite conversation. Ain't no forcing the issues, I know. If Goliath has something to say, he'll say it when he's good and ready. So now we gotta wait on those pouches. And who knows how long that'll be. I'll keep an eye on things here. So I recommend you get ready to face FFXIV. Goliath sent word that the diffuser pouches are ready. He's heading over now. Once he arrives, we'll finally put this plan into action. The pouches have been distributed among the Twin Adders, along with instructions on correct handling. You see, according to the alchemists who made them, the aroma of wild grass dulls the senses. For the average person, this would be little more than soothe the nerves, but to a creature with a heightened sense of smell, the effect would be more pronounced. As for where we'll entrap Ixok Majin, Innocent Stork has proposed a location in the Dravian hinterlands that she believes is ideal. The surrounding area is largely uninhabited, and Idleshire, the only settlement nearby, is relatively simple to defend. We have already consulted with the Ishgardians, and they gave us their blessing to proceed. That's all well and good, but by the look on your face, you're not. I ain't gonna press, but I suggest that once we get to Dravania, you best hang back and leave the fighting to us. You know full well I'm keeping things from you, yet still you show concern for my well-being. Why? Just my way, I suppose, or the way I was trained as a viper. It's our job to keep folks safe from creatures that go against the natural order. Doesn't matter who you are or whose side you're on. Politics, feuds, all that drama, ain't none of that our concern. I'll admit, I got my doubts about you, but you're still someone I need to protect from Ixok Majin. Simple as that. There's something you need to know. Out in Western Court, thus is. Ah, well, I thought you've yet to depart for Quarry Mill. What's keeping you? I knew she was frickin' Ishgardian. Lieutenant Goliath, whatever is the matter? You look like someone just walked over your grave. I'm glad to find the two of you in better spirits, though. Seeing as our friend is somewhat under the weather, perhaps it's best he stays behind with me in Idleshire. No objections here, but Goalie and I were having a heart-to-heart, if you don't mind. I do. We have a schedule to keep. Must insist that our dear Vipers get underway. While you are en route to the Dravian hinterlands, I'd be happy to lend an ear to Goliath in his troubles. You needn't worry yourselves. It's of no import. I wish you both good hunting. Bum, 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 bum. Something fishy going on. Talk about shit timing. For better or for worse, we'll find out what he's holding back soon enough. Anyway, we got a Trollvidral to slay. Let's see. Going to Idleshire. It's definitely not enough story to have. Oh, that's sitting there. Six. You can ride your mount here, but you can't fly. So I don't even know where she's sitting up at. Oh, he's right here. No sign of Ixokmajin, which gives us time to pick a good spot for an ambush. Let me know what you find. I know a lot of good spots. But we're heading over near the moblins. I mean goblins. No mobbies here. Although the view is obstructed by the wall, you should be able to remain concealed easily. Cramped conditions offer a limited field of vision, and combat would doubtless prove difficult. While this location offers a commanding view of the area, it does not offer enough space to fight to your full potential. You surveyed a number of locations, each varying suitably. Keshko will be eager to hear your report. I found something you ain't gonna believe. You smell that? It's gotta be one of Innocent Stork's diffuser pouches. Somebody must have hidden it nearby. With a bag of wild grass stinking up the place, there's no way Ixokmajin's ever gonna show. Goliath's Innocent Stork sent us on a wild alpaca chase. So where's our Tyrol Vidril if it ain't here? Western Highlands. So that was Goliath trying to tell us, at least until he was cut off. With any luck, the clue will lead us to Innocent Stork. He's probably still plotting to capture Ixokmajin alive, that stubborn fool. To Rivers Meet. Dragon's Head? Oh, nope, this is Central. Falcon's Nest. She didn't like our idea that we want to just slay the beast. Kill the beast! Sounds like Gaston. I'm like so drawn to fates that I almost like anywhere just like sink, kill the face. Sometimes. No sign of our trickster or Ixokmajin. Best keep searching. See, honestly, the best place to do it would be right around in this area anyway, so on the other side of the bridge. Uh-oh. We have the ominous music going, which means there they are. Looks like it's in the cage. He's gonna bust out of the cage or something. Well, if it isn't the esteemed Vipers, who, with all their supposed skills and intellect, asserted that capturing the great Iksok Majun was nigh impossible. Or perhaps you were simply afraid. As you can see, I proved equal to the task, and all it took was a little ingenuity. I understand Iksok Majun's cunning and cruelty better than anyone. There's no way you got it in that cage without... Wait, where's your bodyguard? She sacrificed him. You yourselves observed how tempting to lure Iksok Majun with obvious bait was errand bait ended in failure, but a beast is still a beast, a predator that is compelled to hunt. Casualties are inevitable, and a prudent strategy must account for them. An exceptional one, however, will leverage this element to its advantage, as mine did. You ordered him to put sedatives in his pocket and face Iksok Majun alone? It was over before it began. His screams still ringing in my ears. So you fed Iksok Majun the sedatives and your bodyguard along with them. You're telling me he willingly offered himself up? Enthusiastically even, as to ensure his plague-stricken family received treatment. The duration of which would be determined by his performance. He all but leapt into the beast's maw. As I'm sure Goliath would agree, there's no limit to what we can accomplish when given the appropriate incentive. She paid you off, huh, Goliath? That's what... You finally showed your true colors. I dare say you've harbored suspicion since we first met. Pleased to say that the real me is so much more interesting. Everyone has their own unique provocalities, and I am no exception. I have awoken to the thrill of bringing rare and ferocious beasts under my power. But that only whets my appetite for the true pleasure when I unleash my pets upon worthy opponents to ensure scenes of glorious carnage. I've met my share of monsters, but none of them compare to you. A monster and a fool. That there's a trawl vidral. The moment you open that cage, it's gonna rip you to shreds. Indeed it would, if it were so inclined. But if Iksok Majun is so intelligent and bloodthirsty as you say, you'll soon learn that I can provide a constant supply of worthy prey. In return, it will accept me as its master. Doubt that. It's awake. Ack! I grow tired of this place. One of my lesser pets should be more than adequate to dispose of you. After all, I am loath to release Iksok Majun while it remains subdued. Though I may not be watching, do try to put on a good show regardless. And I've killed worse before. Killed bigger before, too. Wait a minute. What did you do? Go to Razahan? She went to Razahan. Got a frickin' beastie. Oh my. Yeah, it's a Pisaka. It's from Razahan. Yo, dude, you alive? Are you still there? Thanks, I owe you. God damn it, I can't believe anyone would be so stupid enough to try taming a Taral Vidral. Never mind Ixok Majin itself. But what's really sticks to my cry is that Goliath had been dancing to the innocent stork's tune. And there I was thinking he needed our help. And he probably does. He seems to be afraid of her, like before. She's got something up her sleeve. You're right. There's more than this. There's more to this than meets the eye. Anyway, no point freezing our asses out here. Let's go back to Quarry Mill to think things over. Yeah, it's a little cold here. One thing I know for certain is that Ixok Majin ain't gonna play obedient pet for long. Innocent Stork's gonna find that out the hard way. But I reckon that'll be after she gets the urge to indulge her twisted appetites. I'll do what I can to suss out where she got to before then. Then there's Goliath. The twin adders need to know what he's been up to. He's still alive, for now at least. Best get back to your training for now, caged or not. Ixok Majin's out there, and her job ain't done till it's dead. Since the last time we spoke, the twin adders have been looking for Goliath, but they ain't found hide nor hair of him. Meanwhile, there have been plenty of Ixok Majin sightings, since innocent Stork's eager to put her new pet to work. I expect that's why Goliath, commanding officer, asked for our help. Let's head to the adder's nest and hear what he has to say. Back to New Grid. It's good to finally meet you both. Goliath spoke highly of you and your contributions to our hunt for Ixok Majin. Speaking of which, you got information for us, right? We've received multiple eyewitness reports of a creature surpassing even the most elite marks. It dispatches its victim swiftly before flying away. At innocent Stork's direction, I'll wager. She's setting Ixok Majin loose to kill for her own amusement. Those slain were mostly roaming adventurers, but the circumstances of each attack suggested an escalation. The beast is striking in broad daylight, and closer to more populated settlements, the risk of massacre grows greater by the day. There is another matter I wish to discuss, which may shed some light on the situation. We have received a letter from Goliath. Really? Did he say how much he'd missed us? Though details are sparse, he wished to resign from the Twin Adders. The letter also includes a message for the two of you. Do you recall our discussion in southern Danland? Though my aspirations were beyond me, I pray that you succeed in fulfilling your own. I remember, Goliath, you wanted to prevent those with bright futures from dying before their time. That's why you joined the two Twin Adders. Wait, we had that talk in the Shroud, not Danelin. And he mentions our aspirations, which is to protect people from rampaging beasts. Don't you see? He's telling us that FFXIV's gonna appear in southern Danelin. We better get there. Alamigo's a good place. Little Alamigo. A hidden message, albeit not a particular well-hidden one. If innocent Stork read this, she would certainly divine his intent. I can only surmise that she knew and allowed the letter to be sent regardless. What better way to lure you into a conversation with FFXIV than by taking advantage of Goliath's sincere plea for help? Trap or not, a confrontation suits me fine. If it's a show she wants, then we're happy to oblige. We'll kick his butt and hers. As for where, she doubtless wishes to avoid attracting the attention of the immortal flames in the Imaja, the Sigoli Desert, like as not. I will send word to Ul'dah, but in the meantime, I wish you every success. It's a little 100, right? Or 90, I mean. Let's see, South Danland, Forgotten Springs. This is where dirty old men go to spy on cat girls. Because if it's still here... Yeah, so you have the cat girls here that are bathing in the spring. There was at one point, there was a dirty old man that was like back here behind the rocks, spying on them. I think we scared him away during one of our quests or something like that. But it was terrible. Dirty old man spying on cat girls. But it's duty time. Another carcass. So, this was FFXIV's work. Don't expect to be the trail this easy to pick up, but perhaps I should have. All that's left now is walk straight into the trap. No viper worth their salt ever shied away from danger. Am I right? Yeah, I met a whole bunch of them through my travels through Tyrol. They're cool people. Oh, it's another dead beast. Killed for sport. What happened to Goliath? Such grace, such power, magnificent in its self-given form, worthy of awe. Alas, those mediocre distractions are poor canvas for your art. It's over, innocent stork. On the contrary, the main attraction is just beginning. Goliath, what have you done to him? After his childish trick with the coded letter, I decided to let Iksok Majin punish him. An appetizer, if you will. All the money and the privilege in the world, this is how you choose to use it. Killing for killing's sake. You're no better than a Vidral, a monster that deserves to die. A flattering comparison, though you seem to be forgetting that the literal monster that stands before you. Iksok Majin, I've brought you fresh prey. Oh, I haven't forgot about you. A coward through and through, I knew. But one thing I thought had some pride. Guess I was wrong. It's time. Iksok Majin is ours. My swords are fancier. They're augmented corundum blades. I think. Yep. I don't know, this Vidral has been easy so far. Is this all you're capable of? Are you not satisfied with the prey I've provided? You've all you want and more, but only if you obey. Kill them! Kill them now! I demand it! This ain't the Iksok Majin I know. And I reckon innocent stork is the reason why. I can smell wild grass on her. A less potent mixture than the one we doled out before. Just enough to keep Iksok Majin at arm's length. But even that's too much for the Vidral's senses. That's why it's addled and can't think straight. Even so, he's made a fool's bet. Ixok only tolerated innocence. Ixok only tolerated Ixtork. Innocent stork and her shenanigans to sate its own bloodlust. Two apex predators can't make nice forever. Ugh, I'm not done with you yet. Goliath, you stubborn worm. What? You got warned. We have the exact same stance. Now, maybe now I can concentrate on the fight. Alright, Chaos Fire, give it everything you got. What do you think I've been doing? Taking a nap? I ain't been napping this whole time unless you have been. Come on, give me something tough. Come on, birdie. Stop making it easy. Catching chaos? You're not gonna catch me. Oh, we got knocked back. Fighting Scratch. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Where you been, slacker? A restless beast, may you find peace in death. As the serpent sheds its skin, relinquish it this husk, that you may rise again to a great new dawn. Innocent stork genuinely believed that she could bend such a creature to her will. That arrogance cost her life. She never understood what she was dealing with, or afforded it proper respect. She took her superiority for granted, but the power she wielded to flaunt the laws of men was powerless against the natural order. Glass, chaos, fire, thank you for everything. What a damn sight harder than I reckoned it would be. But I finally avenged my brother in arms and fulfilled my duty. I can once again hold my head up high. Well, you gotta look down to talk to me, but hey, you hold your head up high. Ixop Majun might be dead, but we still got a loose end or two to tie up. Ye haven't told us yet why you've led us on a merry chase for innocent stork. May as well come clean now. Well, when I was a young child, my merchant parents were slain by a wild creature on their travels. I meant what I said at Foreground Foot when I told you I swore to save others from a similar fate. That's why I joined the Twin Adders. A commendable motivation. And then I met Innocent Stork, who explained with great enthusiasm that she shared my desire to protect others by bringing these beasts to heal. I thought I had found a kindred spirit, but I later realized she'd fed me nothing but lies. She used me to obtain information collected by the Twin Adders, all for the sake of identifying potential additions to her menagerie. I'd disclose all manner of sensitive intelligence to her, believing it was in the furtherance of her efforts to save lives. By the time I learned her true intentions, it was too late. I confronted her, told her I was going to inform my superiors. She smiled and laughed, and said that she would unleash her fiends against Gridania if I spoke a word, with some of her finest reserved specifically for my family. I'm guessing it was Innocent Stork's idea to have you join the investigation into Ixok Majin. It was. There's no excuse for what I did. Allowing myself to become her pawn has led me to so much needless suffering. Nothing I can say or do will ever be enough to earn your forgiveness. Whatever punishment awaits me, I shall accept it gladly. Well, Chaos Fire, what do you think? I think you should decide. Hand him over. I think it's your choice, Keshkawa. If he'd only done me wrong, I'd be willing to look the other way. But his deception caused all kinds of trouble for the Twin Adders. They're the ones who need to stand in judgment. Right. I will request that my superior meets us in Quarry Mill, where I shall give a full account. Then it's settled then. Meet us there when you're ready. You got it. I might go look at some cat girls swimming first. No, can't do that. Straight to Quarry Mill. No distractions. And, what the hell? This dude needs to put some clothes on. Freaking out, Roz. As a soldier of the Twin Adders, your actions are inexcusable. Once I have made my report, expulsion will be the least of your worries. There will likely be a trial. Where I come from, we don't take kindly to liars neither. Our word is our bond, and the violation of that trust demands punishment. But I will say this, the lies he told were to protect the people of Gridania. Not only that, the actions he took contributed directly to the defeat and death of Ixok Majin. I won't say the ends justify the means, but it's not nothing. Duly noted, though I trust you understand that this consideration may not change the outcome. Yes, sir, it ain't my place to tell you folks how to handle your business. I'm just a simple man who crosses salt to kill a Vidral. But if Goliath isn't stuck in a cell for the foreseeable future, I got something he can help me with. You see, now that my business here's concluded, it's high time I made my way home. Trouble is, passage back is more than I can presently afford. Gonna need to put in some work, and I reckon Goliath can help me find clients in need of a viper's skills. For a simple man who knows better than to tell us how to handle our business, we've struck up an intriguing solution. Well, I spent a fair bit of time in the company of a silver-tongued someone. Hey, my tongue's not silver. Goliath, your conduct cannot easily be forgiven. Even so, it must be acknowledged that you played a vital role in the slaying of Ixok Majin. Swear to never again stray from the path of righteousness. No charges will be brought against you. Moreover, I accept your voluntary resignation, as you did previously request. With this arrangement, you may yet pursue your dream of defending the innocent from nature's most deadly threats. In your capacity as Keshka's assistant, what say you? I shall do as you ask. You have my word. Though I will bear the shame of my misdeeds as long as I live, I shall endeavor to redeem myself through service to the people. You can start by finding me some beasties to slay. Well, seems like I'll be sticking around to Yorzy a little longer. In the meantime, you're sure to find clients on your own. I reckon this continent's more than big enough for the both of us. Wherever there are folks in need of a viper, that's where we'll be. You got it. Ooh.